PJ Manderville here for Color Star Media. I have some excellent news. We're going to talk about exporting your footage to social media while maintaining the quality that you see right in your Adobe Premiere project. So let's just play an example right here. So you definitely want to keep that same quality. You're doing a particular great project and you're really putting a lot of work, a lot of effort into it. And then all of a sudden, you're sitting over to social media and, it diminished the quality. What I want to show you is export settings starting with YouTube first. We're going to go to File, Export, Media. Then from here, this is where we're going to make magic. So the format that you want to choose is H.264. Alright, so you're going to choose that. You're going to scroll down here, and there you go. Preset is going to be YouTube 1080p HD. You can also choose YouTube 720p. YouTube actually takes all of these in good form. However, if you want it in a particular size that your clients or whoever you're shooting for, if you're just shooting for an audience, you want them to see it in a larger form here, I would say 1080p here, sometimes 720p. Alright, so I'm going to choose 1080p. Now you can name your project here so that, let's say if you're sending it to a drive or a certain location, you're choosing the right one. So sometimes you may have made some edits and you want to make sure that you are choosing the right file without having to double click on it and play it and so forth, just to make sure that you have the right file. So here, the name of the project, let's see here, EGB, and maybe put a 1 or 2 there, so just in case you have to come back. But there we go. And then from here, we're going to start choosing the height and width. Alright, from here we're going to scroll down. We already have our width and height, and that is based off of the preset that we already chosen here. So 1920 by 1080. Frame rate is what it does is it takes your footage that you already have in your timeline and the footage that you have shot, and basically it's automatically loaded in here. So 24 frames per second. Now if you have 30 frames per second or any other frame rate, then basically it will show here. I would leave that the same, the way that you have it. I shot in 24 frames per second from my Panasonic GH4 camera, and we're going to leave all this the same as well. Square pixels, progressive. Okay, and we're going to leave all this the same. So basically this whole box here, you pretty much, once you choose your preset up here, just leave everything else the same. And then when you get here, this is where you're going to make some changes. Okay, you want to render at maximum depth. Okay, you're going to have a VBR 2-pass, and that's what I choose because I want the best for my product. If you spend so much work on your product and on your video, ultimately you want to make sure that you are giving it the best opportunity to be great, just as much as you put that work into the video to edit and to film. Now, target bit rate, this is what's very important to me, and I have always chosen 50. And some people choose something different. However, I love putting a lot of effects or different things on there that could possibly cause the quality to go down. So definitely, I want to make sure that the target bit rate is at its highest. If you done some research, you may have seen something that says 50 bit rate is the rate that you want to choose as your target when you're doing YouTube videos. I have found that works excellent. So target 50 and the maximum at 50 as well. You're going to scroll down here, nothing else left. So right here is the last thing that you would have to do here is use maximum render quality. Another thing, what I found to be very helpful is using one of these 3 here, and you have to choose one of them. However, what I've chosen a lot of the time, I've saw a lot of difference in my video, the way it looks is using optical flow. It's just really what you have an eye for. Some people may see that frame blending or frame sampling may have a better, look to it. And ultimately, I found optical flow to be a better look and quality to your video, especially when you're talking about transitions and so forth, and the smoothness of the video. I like optical flow. Okay, so you have two options here going forward. You can either queue it up and send it to the Adobe encoder itself so that you can continue to work on the project or another project, or you can go ahead and export it here. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and export it right here. It's just very easy instead of waiting to load up, and it's not that long of a project as well. So I'm going to click export. As you can see, it's exporting the audio first, and then next coming up it's going to export the video, and there we go. So this has been PJ Manderville. It's been very, very lovely to be able to get it. So this is PJ Manderville for Color Star Media once again. This is part one of exporting your video from Adobe Premiere to a social media site, and the first thing that we talked about today is YouTube.com. So next coming up, we're going to try Instagram, we're going to try Facebook, and we're going to look at how can we make that footage look great as well. So tune in for the next tutorial.